Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this awesome Set Sail in the Direction of Your Dreams card. I think it'd make an excellent graduation card. It's a good masculine card too. We're going to make this card at Coffee and a Card this week. It's tomorrow on the 12th from 10 a.m. to noon if you live in the Chicago area. Coffee and a Card is every other Wednesday. We're going to get off schedule in July. But I will get it posted on the calendar page. 2 Wednesdays a month from 10 a.m. to noon, and all adult crafters are welcome. You can just drop in. If you've got questions about Coffee and a Card, email me, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. All right, so this is our card for tomorrow, and let me show you what we'll need to make this card. I've got the stitched shapes framelits. We're going to use the largest stitched circle. The layering circles framelits, and we're going to use the coordinating scallop. I've already done that die cutting for us right here. And then I've also got my Sailing Home bundle. I love this bundle. It's brand new, 2019-2020 annual catalog. And if you don't have that catalog yet, you live in the Chicago area, you want to come get one, drop in tomorrow. Let me know that you're coming so I know to prepare enough card kits. You can email me or text me. I'll have your catalogs ready for you if you haven't gotten them yet and you're local in the Chicago area. So the Sailing Home bundle is a 12-piece cling stamp set and this amazing smooth sailing die set. You can bundle those two products together in the annual catalog and save 10%. We're going to use the Woodplex 3D embossing folder. Ink for this project is Memento Tuxedo Black and Night of Navy Stampin' Pad. We're going to color with Stampin' Blends, and I have my Balmy Blue combo, Light Night of Navy, Real Red combo, and Soft Suede combo, along with a color lifter. Embellishment for this project, I love these metallic pearls. Got some of those. And then the rest of the pieces here are consumables. I've got a Sahara Sand card base, and this one's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I've got a 2.5 or a 2 by 2 piece of crumb cake. My Mossy Meadow is 1 3/4 by 3.5. These are for die cutting with the smooth sailing dies. Designer Series paper here is this gorgeous nautical design from the Come Sail Away Designer Series paper. We've got 1.5 inch wide pieces. This one's 1.5 by 5 with the compasses. And the one with the knots is 1.5 by 4.5. All right, let's get started here. I'm gonna stamp and do some coloring first before we bring in the die cut machine and do some embossing and die cutting. Got my Night of Navy, and I'm going to ink up the Set Sail sentiment and stamp it in the far right top edge here on our circle. Ooh, that's pretty. It stamped such a beautiful crisp image, and that font is really nice. Now our sailboat is Memento, and it's a really fine line image, so I'm actually going to bring my stamp pad to my sailboat here and just make sure I pick up all those details with ink. Then we want to make sure that the sailboat is level. And we're going to stamp that dude right in the circle here. Give those details a second to transfer. Not a lot of pressure. You don't want to push out the details, but a little bit of time allows those details to transfer. Coloring this sailboat is pretty simple. I'm going to start with my lightest blue, my light balmy blue. I'm going to fill in between the sails here because that's where our kind of darkest light blue is going to be. And then underneath the sails. Now from here out, we're going to take a really kind of a scribble, an artistic edge is what we're going for here, where we can fade out the sky into the sentiment and into the sea. I'm going to do the same thing down the other side of the boat, right along the sail. And then while the ink is still good and wet, we're going to take our color lifter and we're going to scribble along the edge here. Careful not to pick up the Night of Navy. You're really trying to lay down a lot of color lifter here. You want to really soften and fade out that scribbly edge. And once you've got that, you can kind of just scribble in a little bit. Now I'm going to take my darker balmy blue and I'm going to fill in along the sails here with the darker balmy blue, kind of working out to the edge. And where the lighter and the darker meet, we'll scribble together with the lighter shade. Same with in between the sails here, we're going to scribble that together. Going back to my color lifter and I'm going to work that edge even a little bit more, pushing that balmy blue back into the cardstock and softening that edge. Now we'll work on our water line next. In the water line, I'm going to just scribble in under the boat and where the sea meets the sky with the dark balmy blue. And then down under the boat here. Now my light Night of Navy, I'm going to kind of trace the horizon and some of the waves, little shadow underneath the bottom of the boat, and again along the horizon line. And then I'm going to soften that Night of Navy with more of the dark balmy blue. Going back with a little more Night of Navy. Don't be afraid of these dark colors. This is what's going to show your horizon line and separate the sky from the sea. But when you're happy with your horizon line, then you can go ahead and move on to the sails. The sails are going to be some simple two-color or two-tone blending. We're going to fill in with the light real red. And then follow the shadows that the artist drew in with the dark real red. And I'll do that same thing for both sails. Just blending lightly where the two shades of real red meet. All right, I'm happy with my red sails. Now my brown boat. Got the dark soft suede here, and I'm just going to run along the sails. Fill in with the light suede. And then following the artist's shadows, we'll just give this boat some definition here. And where the two shades come together, blend with the light one. And there's our sailboat. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's grab the big shot here and do a little embossing and die cutting. My big shot's all set up for cutting, so let's do that first. Got my mossy meadow and my crumb cake. I've got this awesome seaweed die and the little wheel from the smooth sailing dies. Let's crank those guys through. They're gonna make the perfect embellishments. I love Stampin' Up's new dies. They're cutting just so smooth. This little wheel is cut and embossed. It has a great texture to it. Look how fine the details are, and it ran through perfect cuts. And then the little seaweed, that guy's pretty cool too. And we got clean cuts on both of those in one simple pass. Now we're gonna emboss the card front. So let me move those plates away. We're gonna use this wood planks embossing folder. Okay, line it up, give it a crank. I love those wood planks. All right, next up, let's get some adhesive and get this card assembled. All right, I've got my snail adhesive. Let's go ahead and adhere our designer series papers. This one's about 3/4 of an inch from the left and about 1/4 of an inch from the top and bottom. And then the knots, we're gonna adhere those guys next. And they're gonna overlap about 1/4 of an inch maybe, and got about 1/2 an inch from the top and bottom. Let's get our sailboat adhered to our Night of Navy scallops. And then to our card base. We're adhering our circle about center. I'm just making sure that our sentiment doesn't run uphill or downhill. Next up is that lovely seaweed that we cut. Got a couple little negative pieces there that I gotta sweep out. There. Just tracing really lightly on the different areas using some multi-purpose liquid glue. I want the base of the seaweed along the base of the Knots Designer Series paper, and the leaves of the seaweed to not touch the boat and kind of frame the sentiment. So there's our seaweed. Now where's that cute little wheel? Oh my goodness, it's so cool. I got mini dimensionals here and I just cut them in half. I'm gonna use 4 little mini dimensionals. It's kind of a delicate die cut, so I'm using quite a bit of adhesive. And then I'm gonna put one in the center. All right, dimensionals are all sticky. Let's adhere that. Again, we kind of want to point to the sentiment. We want to mind the edge of the card. Kind of watch the angle of the wheel. Last little touch, I've got this metallic pearls. These, I have 2 sheets of pearls, 1 silver, 1 gold. I'm going to take a little gold pearl and pop it right in the center of my wheel. There it is. Set sail in the direction of your dreams. All right, if you got questions about coffee and a card in the Chicago area, if you need a new Stampin' Up catalog, if I can help you with an order of the Sailing Home Bundle, email me, marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. You can shop Stampin' Up 24/7 at marissaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching.